Andrew Roberts, Napoleon, A Life. In this summary of Napoleon, A Life, we will explore the incredible journey of Cassius Clay, who grew from a poor boy in Louisville, Kentucky, to the legendary Olympic and world heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. We will delve into his remarkable career, political and religious beliefs, personal struggles, and his unwavering devotion to the civil rights movement and the Nation of Islam. This summary will paint a comprehensive picture of the man's rise to fame, personal transformation, and fight against adversity, both in and out of the boxing ring.
Young Cassius Clay's life. Born with a strong voice and an unstoppable spirit, Cassius Clay drew attention from the start. Growing up in a small home in West Louisville, Kentucky, his parents, Cassius Clay Sr. and Odessa Clay, worked tirelessly to provide for him and his younger brother, Rudolph. Despite living in poverty and relying on hand-me-down clothes, the Clay boys were well cared for, never going hungry, and enjoying occasional extra benefits coming their way, such as pets and toys. Young Cassius Clay's fierce determination and independent nature emerged early on, as he aimed to take care of himself even as a baby, with a fiery curiosity to explore the world around him. Stolen bike, destiny found. The moment 12-year-old Cassius Clay Jr.'s cherished bicycle was stolen set in motion an unforeseeable turn of events. He reported the theft to the police and encountered Joe Elsby Martin, who ran a boxing club. Infuriated by the loss of his bike, Cassius was determined to fight whoever took it, prompting Martin to encourage him to join his boxing club. Cassius quickly embraced the sport and rose in the amateur rankings, marking the beginning of an influential boxing career. The theft of a beloved bicycle might seem like a cruel twist of fate, but for Cassius Clay Jr., this disappointing experience opened the door to his true calling. It was October 1954 when 12-year-old Cassius experienced the allure of freedom and independence that comes with owning a bicycle, until it was suddenly snatched away from him. When the bike, a precious Christmas gift, was stolen during a storm, the distraught Cassius reported the theft to the police. Serendipity struck when he met Officer Joe Elsby Martin, who was affiliated with a boxing club located within the same building. Sensing Cassius' eagerness to confront the thief, Martin suggested that the young boy join the club to channel his anger. Intrigued, Cassius found himself captivated by the ambience of the boxing ring, the sights, sounds, and the unmistakable scent of sweat. Following his newfound passion, Cassius accepted Martin's offer and immersed himself in the world of boxing. Though he struggled as a student, the sport became his escape, a means to prove his worth, and a way to triumph against adversity. Cassius' dedication rapidly paid off as he began winning matches and surged through the amateur rankings. From the ashes of a stolen bicycle, a legend was born. Estimating over 100 matches throughout 6 years, Cassius Clay's journey paved the way for a pivotal moment in 1960, and the rest, as they say, is history. Rise of an Olympic champion. In 1960, a young and enthusiastic Cassius Clay joined the U.S. Olympic boxing team, making waves in Rome by beating the reigning Olympic champion, Gennady Shatkov, with ease. In a challenging semi-final match, Clay faced Australia's Tony Madigan, with the judges unanimously deciding in Clay's favor. The final pitted Clay against Poland's Zbigniew Peterzakowski, a formidable left-handed boxer. Adjusting his strategy, Clay focused more on his right and intensified aggression, ultimately securing the gold medal and setting him on a path to fame and fortune. In 1960, a young light heavyweight boxer named Cassius Clay was just 18 when he joined the ranks of the U.S. Olympic boxing team. His infectious enthusiasm earned him a following during the Rome Olympics, despite not being the favorite to win gold. The U.S. team was not expected to triumph over competitors like Australia's Tony Madigan, Poland's Zbigniew Peterzakowski, or Russia's reigning Olympic champion, Gennady Shatkov. To everyone's surprise, Cassius Clay gained traction early on by defeating a Belgian fighter in the second round of his first match. Then, without even breaking a sweat, he overcame Shatkov, the Olympic champion. Clay's semi-final bout with Tony Madigan proved to be more challenging, as Madigan held on for the full match duration. However, with Clay's aggressive fighting style evident, the judges unanimously favored him. In the final face-off against Peter Zakowski, Clay found himself confronting another left-handed boxer, much like Amos Johnson, who had previously bested him. Learning from this experience, Clay altered his approach by focusing less on his left arm's speed and strength and more on utilizing his right. This change in tactics proved effective. During the first 2 rounds, Peter Zakowski managed to land several powerful punches, but Clay remained composed. By the 3rd round, he ramped up his aggression, leaving Peter Zakowski battered and bruised. The judges' unanimous decision went to Clay, awarding him the coveted Olympic gold medal. Cassius Clay's triumph in Rome propelled him toward a life of fame and fortune, cementing his legacy as a boxing legend. The birth of Muhammad Ali. In the years following the 1960 Olympics, Cassius Clay made a name for himself as one of the greatest heavyweight boxers. It was during this time that he came in contact with the Nation of Islam movement, led by Elijah Muhammad and figures like Malcolm X. The movement resonated with him, as he desired to uplift the black community and address racial injustices. Upon deciding to fully embrace the Nation of Islam, he renounced Christianity in a press conference, and the world was introduced to Muhammad Ali. In the 1960s, Cassius Clay progressed through a series of victorious boxing matches, validating his position as one of history's best heavyweight fighters. During the celebrations after vanquishing Sonny Liston in a 1964 boxing event, he encountered Malcolm X, a key figure in the Nation of Islam and the Black Muslim movement. Deeply interested in the movement's objectives highlighting dignity and independence for the black society in the United States, Clay formed close connections with not just Malcolm X, but also Elijah Muhammad, the nation's leader. Clay was persuaded by these 2 influential men to undergo a public conversion to Islam, a decision that necessitated a name change alongside a spiritual shift. The boxer saw this conversion as a platform to address racial inequality and bolster the civil rights movement. At a press conference following the fateful meeting with Malcolm X, Clay shared his newfound beliefs, renouncing Christianity, accepting Allah, and emphasizing peace as a cornerstone of his convictions. In the same conference, Clay also voiced his disagreement with conventional integration practices, which focused on blending black people into white society. Rather, he sought to cultivate a resilient and self-reliant black culture. On March 6, 1964, the world was stunned as Elijah Muhammad proclaimed on the radio that Cassius Clay was officially a member of the Muslim community and would henceforth be recognized as Muhammad Ali. Defying war, losing titles. Amidst the social turbulence of the 1960s sparked by the civil rights movement and the Vietnam War, Muhammad Ali held firm convictions against U.S. military involvement. Due to his refusal to serve as a conscientious objector, Ali faced severe consequences, losing his championship titles and being suspended from professional boxing in the U.S. for 3 years. Ali stood his ground, maintaining his position even in the face of these setbacks, while not allowing bitterness to affect him publicly. In the swirling social chaos spurred by the civil rights movement and the Vietnam War in the 1960s, Muhammad Ali was an influential figure with strong convictions. Refusing to participate in the U.S. military's efforts due to his Muslim faith and peaceful beliefs, Ali openly protested his opposition to the war and criticized the military for exploiting black people in their recruitment while white people in power were able to sidestep the draft. Despite his efforts to stop his induction into the army based on racial discrimination, Ali could not persuade courts to accept his argument. Consequently, he was required to appear at the military headquarters in Houston alongside 26 other men on April 28, 1967. When called upon, Ali defied orders to stand up, facing dire threats in the form of a 5-year jail term and a $10,000 fine. However, he remained steadfast, providing the officer with papers stating his objection. Following this incident, Ali reaffirmed his continued refusal during a press conference. His defiance came at a heavy price, as the World Boxing Association, WBA, and all major U.S. boxing associations stripped him of his titles and suspended his professional boxing career in the U.S. for 3 years. This harsh response by the WBA underscored the political agenda behind their decision to punish an athlete for his beliefs. Remarkably, Ali displayed no resentment in the face of these hardships. Instead, he expressed his eagerness to return home, visit his mother, and relish her cooking, an admirable response amidst a tumultuous and controversial period. A choice between faith and boxing. Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam leader, confronted Muhammad Ali about his rumored comeback to boxing after his suspension ended in 1969. Though initially uneasy, Ali ultimately chose to pursue his boxing career and was banished from the nation. This decision paralleled the experiences of others who faced similar crossroads, some surrendering aspects of their lives to comply with Elijah's demands, while others like Ali, followed their own paths. Elijah Muhammad's disapproval of Muhammad Ali's potential re-entry into the boxing world put the legendary fighter in a critical position. The Nation of Islam strictly forbade acts such as smoking, drinking, and by Elijah's opinion, indulging in the sport of boxing. Upon hearing whispers of Ali's plans to return to the ring, Elijah summoned him for a nerve-wracking meeting. In their tense encounter, Elijah's usual warm demeanor was replaced with imposing authority. He emphasized that boxing did not conform to the organization's values and accordingly, he could not support Ali's intentions. The moment called for a decisive choice, either to heed Elijah's words or to follow his passion. Ultimately, Ali's decision led to his expulsion from the Nation of Islam, with Elijah demanding that everyone revert to using Ali's birth name, Cassius Clay. He was not alone in experiencing such dilemmas. Others who stood up to Elijah's mandate similarly struggled with estrangement from the community they once cherished. Conversely, some chose a radically different path, sacrificing their passions and dreams to abide by Elijah's mandates. Louis Farrakhan, a talented calypso singer, abandoned his musical pursuits. His obedience eventually allowed him to become the Nation of Islam's leader after Elijah's passing in 1975. However, in the case of Muhammad Ali, his unwavering commitment to his boxing career and legacy prevailed. Instead of conceding to Elijah's commands, the indomitable athlete resolved to reclaim his greatness. In the end, Ali's decision to embrace his authentic self foreshadowed an extraordinary journey ahead. The fight of the century. In 1971, after a 3-year suspension, Ali stepped back into the boxing ring with a highly anticipated match against heavyweight champion Joe Frazier at Madison Square Garden. Dubbed the Fight of the Century, the event offered a then unprecedented $2.5 million reward for each fighter and drew millions of viewers worldwide. For 15 grueling rounds, Ali and Frazier battled, with Frazier emerging as the unanimous victor. Despite his loss, Ali proved he remained one of the greatest fighters in history. In 1971, at the renowned Madison Square Garden in New York City, Ali made a triumphant return to the world of boxing following a 3-year suspension. His opponent? None other than the heavyweight champion at that time, Joe Frazier. This match garnered unparalleled excitement, swiftly becoming one of the most intensely anticipated boxing battles of all time. This electrifying event, aptly nicknamed the Fight of the Century, dangled a never-before-seen $2.5 million prize for both Ali and Frazier, regardless of the fight's outcome, a staggering equivalent of $15 million today. The fervor surrounding the match resulted in skyrocketing ticket prices soaring above $700, as 300 million people worldwide huddled around their televisions, eagerly watching history unfold. The exceptional combatants delivered a breathtaking spectacle, engaging in 15 rounds of relentless fighting. Observers noted that Ali seemed to outperform Frazier in the first few rounds, but fatigue set in by round 6. Unyielding, Ali leaned on the ropes and stayed on his feet for 14 rounds, even as Frazier landed a series of mighty blows. Frazier's notorious left hook finally found its mark in the final round, sending Ali crashing to the canvas, a punch later found to have torn brain cells. Miraculously, Ali rose before the 10-second count and continued for the bout's remaining 2 minutes. Although the judges unanimously ruled in favor of Frazier that night, the fight revealed another remarkable story: the unparalleled resilience and determination of one of history's greatest fighters, even in defeat. Rumbles and comebacks. Ali faced multiple challengers throughout his career, such as Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, but his resilience and innovative strategies made him a legend. The rumble in the jungle against George Foreman is a perfect example of his ability to defy the odds. Ali's final victory against Leon Spinks marked his third heavyweight title win, solidifying his legendary status. Muhammad Ali's encounters with fierce competitors like Frazier and Norton showcased his tenacity and strength. After 2 more gripping bouts with Frazier, Ali emerged victorious and prepared to reclaim his world championship title, which he had lost in the match against Norton. Ali's next legendary fight, dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle, took place on October 30, 1974, in Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. His opponent was the undefeated George Foreman, who had just defended his title against Norton. The Rumble in the Jungle attracted over 50,000 spectators, many of whom considered Ali an underdog. Undeterred, Ali introduced the world to his brilliant rope-a-dope strategy, taunting Foreman while playing defense and leaning into the ropes. In the final 30 seconds of each round, he launched powerful combinations against the fatigued Foreman. Subsequently, in the 8th round, Ali delivered a decisive 5-punch combination, knocking Foreman out and reclaiming his title of heavyweight champion. Ali held on to his title for several years until he encountered a young fighter named Leon Spinks. In February 1978, Spinks shocked the world by defeating Ali. Their highly anticipated rematch took place in September, attracting 63,000 fans to the Louisiana Superdome. However, the rematch didn't quite live up to the excitement, with Spinks neglecting training, and Ali no longer in his prime. Despite this, Ali exhibited the determination that had been absent for years, clinging to Spinks for support while frequently hooking his arm around Spinks's neck. At the end of the match, the judges declared Ali the winner, making him the first heavyweight to secure the championship title for a record-setting 3rd time. This remarkable achievement would also be his last, sealing his legendary status for generations to come. Ali's life beyond boxing. Muhammad Ali transitioned from his illustrious boxing career to television, where he entertained audiences with his wit and charisma. Later, he became involved in international diplomacy and Parkinson's research, maintaining a never-ending resilience even as his health declined. As Ali's health increasingly suffered from his boxing career, he found a new calling in the world of television, captivating talk show audiences with his unique sense of humor. When drowsiness from his condition struck during interviews, Ali cleverly turned it into an unforgettable experience by pretending to punch the air or singing mid-conversation, leaving viewers in stitches. As his fame transcended sports, Ali also became involved in international diplomacy during the 80s and 90s. In 1985, President Ronald Reagan sent him to Beirut as part of a delegation to negotiate the release of American hostages held by Muslim extremists. During the mission, Ali scored a meeting with Iranian leader Ayatollah Khomeini, resulting in the coincidental release of a hostage who, it was later revealed, Khomeini had no connection to. While not always successful, Ali's courage and determination never waned as he continued to offer his services to diplomatic efforts in the face of his physical challenges. Diagnosed with Parkinson's disease around 1984, the condition accompanied the boxing legend until his death in 2016. In addition to his diplomatic work, Ali never ceased campaigning for increased funding into Parkinson's research and championing global peace. His incredible journey ultimately transcended sports and taught the world important lessons in resilience, humor, and determination, leaving behind an indelible legacy.
As we conclude our journey through the summarization of Napoleon, a life, it's abundantly clear that Muhammad Ali's life was filled with tremendous victories and challenges. From a young age, Ali demonstrated a tenacious and independent spirit that flourished as he claimed Olympic and heavyweight titles. Through his conversion to the Nation of Islam and involvement in the civil rights movement and international diplomacy, Ali's impact went far beyond the confines of the boxing ring. Despite his struggle with Parkinson's disease, Ali remained dedicated to his beliefs and philanthropy until his death in 2016. Muhammad Ali's life stands as an enduring testament to the strength of individual willpower, the pursuit of greatness, and the unwavering commitment to dignity and peace.